I live in a really rich area. Everyone around me owns a boat. I'd like to own one too, but not only am I broke, I'm also a little cheap. Then I got to thinking one day, my truck came with one when I bought it.
So I built this thing. I'm Wheeler, welcome to my world.
If you already own a truck topper, I got good news for you, Captain. You already have a perfectly good watercraft. In 3 or 4 or 5, maybe 6 or 7 steps, you'll be sailing the high seas just like me. So first you got to get it off the truck, duh, and then we got to get this thing flipped over. Ah! Then we're gonna get a hose because there's a black widow in it. Where'd he go? Ugh. Cool. So before we go dropping this thing in a lake somewhere, we got to make it a little bit more watertight than they come from factory. So the first thing you're going to want to modify on this is getting rid of that old back window that's probably already smashed out. Put in a piece of wood. I just used 1/2-inch plywood here. It was supposed to be temporary, but it's working so good that I'm not going to change it. Quick side note, make sure that you do waterproof any boards that you use, otherwise you're going to rot and it's not going to last very long. Around the windows here, you're going to want to pull these rings right off on the inside on all 3 windows if you have windows. I would have loved to have started with a full fiberglass side on these things, but I'm using what I had, and honestly, it's kind of cool being able to see into the water through the windows. But it took me about 3 or 4 tubes of silicone sealant to get this all sealed up. I just used the RV stuff that you get at Home Depot or Home Hardware, whatever. Worked pretty good. I'm sure you can get cheaper stuff on Amazon or whatever, but RV sealant is the way to go there. You can see I've got Flex Seal all over the inside of this too here. And that didn't do anything at all. So save your money there. Once you got it all sealed up, then you're going to need somewhere to sit. So let's get on that. Build yourself some benches. We're going to fasten those benches in with the hold down clamps that hold your canopy onto your truck. Then you're going to toss on the cheapest trolling motor you can find. Not going very far without a battery, so toss that guy in there too. Oh. Don't forget to toss your cooler in. If you're looking to get real fancy here, get yourself some cushions. If you're super fancy, grab yourself a whole boat seat. I might fasten that in one day. For my benches here, I tried to keep it as simple as I could. I just used 3/4-inch plywood for the base. On the back one, I ran 2x4s around the top edge to use as a transom and just kind of a little bit more rigidity in it. Then, out of 2x4s, I went and I built some legs. The front one here, it was a little wiggly here when a guy would sit on it. I didn't want that to break off in case it started to rock around or whatever, so that's why I ran these supports out to the edges here. And then I notched that out for the cooler to fit in. The battery, I was gonna build a big hold down for it so that it would actually sit in there on that bottom 2x4, but this thing's been so stable that it hasn't moved around at all on me, so I just keep running it. For the transom here, again, it's just a 2x4. It doesn't need to be anything crazy, especially when you're just running one of these small little trolling motors here. Obviously, with it sitting on the ground, I can't put this all the way down, but that leg comes down and just bumps up against the very bottom of the canopy here. There's lots of room between the window, nothing actually hits the glass. On the outsides here, I went and put little eyelets in with some carabiners and some rope so I can tie the boat off to docks or whatever, and it also gives me somewhere to tie my tubes onto. On the underside of this guy, I just went ahead and put in 2 little blocks, one there and one in that corner, 2 little 2x4 blocks, and those just help me locate the seat. They just drop in there and I don't have to worry about them sliding side to side or off the back or anything like that. It all stays put really nicely, especially once we get those clamps in here. This has the same thing. I've got a block here and a block here on the bottom side, just to help locate everything. Up front here, I went ahead and drilled a hole, a little better than 3/4 of an inch, I think it was. I don't remember, but you just smashed a hole in there so that the wifey can have her umbrella. I'm married a redhead, so this is absolutely necessary. Works great. Now you can't always count on this guy to get you all the way back home, especially when you buy the cheap ones. So, like Dad always said, safety third. First of all, we're going to need some oars. Grab some cheap ones. They work fine. Then we're going to need some life jackets. Get ones that fit you. And one that fits your dog too if you need one. And then we're going to need our safety kit. This guy, honestly, I don't know what's in here. I don't use it. It's got rope. Apparently they want you to have that. It's got a flashlight. It's got a mirror thingy. And it's a bailing bucket. You want one of those. Last but not least, it's not a lake day without tubes. So grab yourself a couple of these. Let's go to the lake. Take that out of their way and I'll go take this out of their way.
Nice work, sweet. Right on. Well, it's not the fastest in the world, but it floats. It works perfectly fine. We actually had this out on the river last summer. We had realistically about 700 or 800 pounds worth of people and stuff in the boat, and for 2.5 hours we didn't have to bail or anything. The thing works great. It has a little bit of water down in there, but that's mainly from us unloading the thing into the water. I do recommend you guys get yourselves a 40-inch leg, or whatever the second biggest size is, I guess. I got one of these short little bastards, and we have to have a lot of weight to the back for it to not cavitate, but we also don't have a whole lot of weight in the boat right now. It's actually just barely sitting in the water. As you can see down here below my leg, it's in the water on this side. Like, the glass is not a concern. It holds the pressure. On the other side, well, my wife's just not as fat as I am, so that's what we got. Out back though, you can see the propeller, I think. And the thing steers amazingly well. I will say it does get a little bit rocky when there's other boats on the water and you got those kids in Daddy's boat that's, well, out just making waves. It can get a little sketchy from time to time there, but that's why we ended up out here on this lake. This one doesn't have much but fishermen on it. Actually, we're the only ones on this lake right now, maybe. It's kind of nice. But yeah, that's really all there is to it. So I guess enjoy the footage.
So I didn't really talk about the trolling motor that I got. I ended up picking up an Endura Minn Kota thing from Canadian Tire. They're super cheap. I want to say they were a couple $100 brand new. Not gonna lie, it would be nice to have a little bit more power than this, but it's also not a speedboat. I initially had built this thing just to take it down the river. It wasn't actually intended to go out on the lakes. On the river, it works completely fine. You're mainly just using this guy to steer yourself around. Out here on the lake, you end up fighting currents a lot, and it's about everything that this little guy can do to get yourself out of that. But still get about 2 hours of runtime with this battery. There's the battery. And realistically, for what a guy's got invested into it, you can't complain. It works really, really good. And it turns a lot of heads at the lake. I haven't put this in the water a single time without having somebody, well, bitching at me because I don't have a boat, or just kind of enthralled with the entire idea. Well, I don't know how to prove any better than that it just works. So let me know in the comments if you would trust this thing or not. While you're at it, hit subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.